from all of you, what according to you are the top 1 or 2 challenges which we are talking about, which is really faced by the world today? What are we solving for?
I think that, throughout the world, everybody is crying, about food systems that we are struggling with. I mean, we are in a time when, there has been so much, food produced, but the challenges we have is to produce the food sustainably and to also ensure that what we eat is that nutritious enough and brings out the desired health outcomes. I think that has been the major challenge, and this is throughout the world, whether developed or developing country. Now, what is critical, and of course, in some countries, particularly in developing and middle-income countries, there are issues, related to the production side, yield gaps. So, of course, the challenge here is that we also now have, once you have put in more fertilizers, and if it is chemical fertilizer, the challenge you have is that then you also have pollution of the environment and issues related to biodiversity loss. So that's for the production side. Even where the resources are there, you need to ensure that you are producing them and producing them sustainably without causing harm to the environment. In terms of in the demand side, so much food, but the challenge that we have is how nutritious and healthy they are. This is a problem also, within so many countries. And we're struggling at the moment to ensure that people can eat healthy food.
I 100% agree that there are challenges of the climate. There are problems of environmental degradation. I would also add to it that there are a problem of resource constraints. The population is growing and resources are limiting. So with the growing food demands, agriculture is facing constraints of whether it is water, soil health, biodiversity, of course, alongside increasing the pressure to reduce the emissions as well. We are talking about the carbon footprints. Climate resilience is very much a need of the hour, and farmers around the world are actually increasingly vulnerable to climate-related risk. So we need to develop resilient systems to ensure that there are consistent production and the food security of the globe is ensured.
I think in 2020 in June, there is something called as a global dust plume which flew all the way across Atlantic from Sahara Desert all the way to New York and to Amazon Basin. And little later, COVID happened and the whole economy across the world came to a grinding halt. This little acceptance that anything living on the world is interconnected makes us become humble and look at problems in a different level.
Maybe the bigger challenge is for agriculture is, as you all know, that their land obviously is shrinking, arable land is shrinking, and the population is multiplying at a rapid pace. And then there are a lot of global changes which are happening across the globe, and especially with the climate change which is happening now, it is becoming much more difficult for us to plan ahead and how to address all these challenges. On the one side, we may find that there are surpluses of commodities on the supply side at some parts of the world. On the other side, we will see that there are a lot of people who are unable to get those commodities, and there is an acute shortage of those commodities. This is not happening at the global level, but it is also happening at a regional level and maybe at the country level as well. Being an agriculturist and working in the industry, we can definitely see there are a lot of pain points which need to be addressed, right? So we can also see that there are a lot of innovative technologies which are now available, but then there is another challenge in how to scale these technologies, how to take up these technologies, how to make people understand the use cases of these technologies, and what role we from industry can play for the adoption of those technologies, right? And then whether those technologies are always suitable at all the locations or it has to be specific.
One of the biggest takeaways for me ever since Samunnati's journey is that irrespective of which geography or climatic zone or the country you represent, the plight of smallholder farmers is the same. Lack of access to financial services, lack of access to markets that they can buy and sell, and most importantly, not having a safety net to switch or adapt to newer technologies, because any of these switches failing would be debilitating to them in terms of how vulnerable they are economically.